Those who were educated, those who were rich, prosperous, those who were powerful, they took the benefit more. And the people, those who were left behind at the lowest, at the bottom, like Harijans, they remained deprived. Take the case of our own state, Tamil Nadu. When we talk about development, when we talk about progress, we rely on data. Datas are, the way you project it, you can read different meanings, you can always. That is why there is a saying that statistics conceal more than it reveals. We all know that in our state we have untouchability. We have many areas where Harijans are not allowed to common access to the temples, to the water sources. Most shameful thing called untouchability still exists in our state, which we claim to be the most progressive state. That the conviction rate against Harijan women, when the height happens, is just about 14%, 1/4. Means 86% those who commit the crime, they go scot-free. Unfortunately, this community remains deprived. They do not have a voice. You say that I am doing for the community, please do for the downtrodden, means do for the Harijans. Scheduled caste, Adi Dravidas, and even scheduled tribe it is worse. Nobody, as far as my understanding goes, I feel I do not know who else understood this country as well as Mahatma Gandhi. The fact that on an event like this you have all chosen to come and be part of it, you deserve to be congratulated. I must convey my thanks to you for the participation in an event organized by Harijan Sevak Sangh, which was constituted by Mahatma Gandhi himself. Dr. Shankar Kumar Sanyal gave a snapshot, a brief background under which Mahatma Gandhi created this body. The British were dividing this country on various lines, our society. They were dividing the society. They were dividing the society in the name of religion, the society in the name of language, in the name of territory, geography. They were dividing in the name of race. In that background, Mahatma Gandhi was one person who looked at this country as a family, as one family, Oru Kutumbam. And when you have a family, every member of the family is important. Whether the member is a weak or a strong, more educated or less educated or uneducated, prosperous or poor, every member of the family deserves dignity and equal opportunity for progress. Our Harijan brothers and sisters, they were extremely marginalized. We often use the term downtrodden. Downtrodden is a relative term. The fact is the Harijans are at the bottom. This fact was deeply appreciated by Mahatma Gandhi, and he conceived and constituted this organization, Harijan Sevak Sangh, for the benefit, for uplifting the Harijans to the levels where other communities of our country, other people had reached. Gandhi's model of his idea of India and his model of development was India is a family and the development must be from the grassroots, from the lowest. You know, often people we say that Gandhi's talisman, when he asked, whenever somebody is in doubt what to do, what not to do, Mahatma Gandhi had given a simple formula. When you are doing things and when you are going to do things, and just think of in your mind the poorest, the most deprived person which you have seen, you have come across, and then think whether your action, is it going to touch that person, is it going to help that person. If it helps, you are doing a noble cause, go ahead, do it. He always lived and died for the people, those who are at the lowest, at the bottom of our social pyramid, or economic pyramid, on all the pyramids, all that, whatever you may, whichever pyramid you may like to constitute, economic, health, education. Now, unfortunately, after Mahatma Gandhi left, he could not live long. We adopted a model of development which was essentially driven by power politics. Power politics. The social aspect of it, that the family aspect of it was relegated to the background. We started, our people, the governments started development plans, well-intentioned development plans, but when they were implemented, in their implementation, it became Darwinian in the model. Those who were capable, those who were educated, those who were rich, prosperous, those who were powerful, they took the benefit more, and the people, those who were left behind at the lowest, at the bottom, like Harijans, they remained deprived. They too got something. Not that they didn't, they did get, but the relative gap kept becoming wider and wider. Now, take the case of our own state, Tamil Nadu. It so happens that in our analysis, in our talk, when we talk about development, when we talk about progress, we rely on data. That look, we have done so well. But you know, many of you would know that datas are, you know, the way you project it, you can read different meanings, you can always. That is why there is a saying that a statistics conceal more than it reveals. So when it comes to the data, you find at the macro level, some states are doing very well, and definitely our Tamil Nadu has done very well. It has progressed well in the areas of education, in the areas of health, infrastructure, industrialization. But when you look at the micro picture, that who is benefiting from it, relative benefit to whom it is going, and there the picture that emerges is disturbing. Take the case of education. We have the proud privilege of being the front-ranking state in the country in terms of education. Education is measured by a formula called GER, gross enrollment ratio. Now, gross enrollment ratio is a formula internationally accepted that works on that how many children, boys and girls, let us say school education. So between the age of 6 and 18, how many children are in school? That in 100, the number of children who are in school determines the ratio. Suppose we have 100 children and all the 100 are in school, it is 100% GER. But that's not the case. In our country, our average is, we are way behind. We are about 28%. That means 28% children who are school going are in school, rest are not. When it comes to Tamil Nadu, we have 51%. Great. That 51% of the children are in school. So we have every reason to be very proud of our achievement. But now look at it, they go to the micro level, at the grassroots level. How is the distribution? When it comes to Harijan, we are here, Harijan Sevak Sangh, so I would like to talk about Harijan's plight. Among Harijans, this gross enrollment ratio is about half the national average. So when our state average is 51%, among the Harijans, which includes scheduled castes, Adi Dravidas, it is just about 14%, 13 to 14%. That means Harijans, who constitute about 24% of our state population, if among them the gross enrollment ratio is about 13 to 14%, and if our state average is 51%, that means some areas, some communities are developing, getting education at the rate of 70%, 75%. That is why the average comes down. So look at the gap. Now in our macro story, we forget the people, those who actually deserve the care. It pains me to feel and to see it, that in a state like us, Harijans, among them education, they are so educationally backward. Half the national average. Now, we all talk about social justice, we all talk about a model of development. It is all noise. Let us be compassionate, let us look into the data, look at how it is. When it comes to job, again when we find the Harijans, their representation in the government, in the top category there is hardly any, very few, handful, but when hardly they come to class 4, class 3. So in all these 7 decades, have we done enough to lift them up? It's not only that, even when it comes to justice. I have gone through the data of the crime data, and it is very painful. We all know that in our state we have untouchability. We have many areas where Harijans are not allowed to common access to the temples, to the water sources, even to the schools. Why? What have we done to ensure that the most shameful thing called untouchability still exists in our state, which we claim to be the most progressive state? We need to think about it. In the din and noise of politics and power politics, we forget the reality of our society, how deprived they are, how deprived a large section of our people are. When it comes to justice system, when we have untouchability, we have very strong law that anyone practicing untouchability, the presumption of law is unlike in our jurisprudence, in our criminal justice system. The law presumes an accused, a person who has been accused of a crime, as innocent unless the charge is proved. So the burden of proving is on the state to prove that person is guilty. But in case of offenses against Harijans, untouchability offenses, the burden of proof is on the accused. It reverses. So we would expect more number of people being brought to justice for committing untouchability offenses. But when we look at the data, the conviction is hardly 25%. Means if the 100 complaints are made by the Harijans of their atrocities against them, only 25 people are convicted, 75 go scot-free. When it comes to the crime against the women, rape, outraging modesty, painful to say that the conviction rate against Harijan women, when the height happens, is just about 14%, 1/4. Means 86% those who commit the crime, they go scot-free. What are we talking about? When we talk loudly, every day you see in the newspaper, some article or other coming, we are developing, we are growing. Have we looked into it minutely, or are we telling lies? Unfortunately, this community remains deprived. They do not have a voice. Be it media, be it politics, be it any area, education field, be in administration, be in justice system, they don't have adequate voice because they are not educated, they are not empowered. Now this sad and shameful reality has to be addressed with full conviction. And it falls upon all of us to rethink. I find it very painful that a small hostel like this, for her just about 120 students, they will be able to keep. They have to beg and borrow from so many people. And they are saying, so grateful to you. Why is it that the people are not coming forward? And even I am asking the IOC here. You say that I am doing for the community, please do for the downtrodden, means do for the Harijans. You are simply saying that I am doing for the downtrodden is not enough. I am telling all the corporates, all the rich people, it is our duty. It is our duty to see that our brothers and sisters, the Harijan brothers and sisters, scheduled caste, Adi Dravidas, and even scheduled tribe it is worse. Scheduled tribe data is still worse. Now, we cannot grow, India cannot grow, a country cannot grow if we have a section of our people who are still far behind, and the gap between the prosperous, the rich, and the gap between these communities is widening. This is not acceptable. I think it is time that we take note of it, we are cognizant of it, and we must do our best to see that. Now Harijan Sevak Sangh, I can see, I've seen the dynamic person like Maruti. He is so committed. Whenever I get a communication that Maruti wants to meet me, the first thing I say, call him. Because it's a pleasure to meet this guy. He is so humble, so positive. He always willing to do more and more things. So service oriented. They are doing, Harijan Sevak Sangh is doing its best. But I think it is the responsibility of all of us in the community to see that this community is lifted up. It is not a charity that we are doing, it is their right. If you talk in terms of right. Unfortunately, we forgot the Gandhian model of a family. If you treat them as a family, they are our family members. They are our brothers and sisters. They cannot be left behind. If you take it as a matter of right, they have a right. We cannot deny them this right for long. This is not acceptable. Now that Harijan Sevak Sangh is doing it, we all must chip in. We must all chip in and do our best, our resources, whatever we can, to strengthen this organization in doing more. They can do much more. They have a number of volunteers, they can do a lot of good work. They need resources. And I call upon the society, I call upon all of us here, and those who are not even here, to help them. And in our own way, do our best to uplift our people. They are our people. Listen, think of Gandhi, think of us. When Gandhiji said that, he was a very far-sighted person. He knew the society, as I said, there is hardly a person in my knowledge who understood this country as well as Mahatma Gandhi did. In honor of that person, the great soul, and in honor of our own self, that they are our own family members, we must do our best. Thank you very much, my friends. Thank you very much.